Crews respond to a 15-acre fire in Rossi as another blaze in Governor injures one firefighter. Plus, a second Watertown City Council candidate is dropping out as another one speaks out about the objections filed against him. And fighting world hunger one can at a time. Volunteers work to prepare 16,000 pounds of chicken to be shipped across the globe. Good evening, Garrett Domblewski is off. I'm Zach Grady. Thank you for joining us. First tonight, the Massachusetts Air National Guardsman accused of leaking classified documents online made his first court appearance today. He remains in jail tonight. CBS News correspondent Willie James Inman has more on the case from the White House.
21-year-old Jack Teixeira has been behind bars since federal agents descended on his mother's home south of Boston Thursday. He did not enter a plea in a federal courtroom where he was officially charged with violating the Espionage Act for removing and transmitting classified materials.
People who sign agreements to be able to receive classified documents acknowledge the importance to the national security of not disclosing those documents.
Teixeira is accused of bringing home the top secret documents, photographing them, and then posting them online in a private gaming chat room as early as December.
This is about the transmission, both the unlawful retention and the transmission of the documents. There are very serious penalties associated with that.
Teixeira was assigned to cyber defense operations. Now there are questions about why he was allowed to access the classified documents.
I cannot think of a compelling reason, and I assume Secretary Austin and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs Milley are probably asking those same questions.
Court documents allege that Teixeira used his security clearance to search for classified information about the investigation into the leaker. His family did not comment outside the courthouse.
You said I love you to your son in court. Would you like to say now?
Teixeira is scheduled to be back in court on Wednesday. Willie James Inman, CBS News, the White House.
In local news, new developments in the race for Watertown City Council candidate Jason Traynor announces he will stay on the ballot for the June primary. A specific objection was raised against Traynor's petitions by city resident Jean Barker. She's alleging some of the signatures on Traynor's petitions are not from registered voters, incomplete, or appear to be written in the same handwriting. The Board of Elections said on Friday, while some signatures were not allowed, the preliminary findings show Traynor has enough signatures to move forward onto the June 27th ballot. Barker also has challenged the petitions of Brian Watson, who has already withdrawn from the race. Barker's specific objections allege Watson's petition included false signatures. Watson has since apologized, but does look to continue as a write-in candidate. Meanwhile, the deadline for the general objection filed against candidate Leonard Spaziani's petitions to become a specific objection is now expired. The timeline is 3 days for a general objection to become a specific objection. That did not happen. The objection is now closed, and Spaziani is told his petitions have no red flags.
Board of Elections says I'm good to go. There's nothing wrong. I mean, everything is there. Got 384. Someone wants to challenge, that's their legal right, but, you know, I'm good.
The fourth candidate whose petitions were objected to is Matthew Melvin. Melvin announced he is also pulling out of the race. The Jefferson County Board of Elections will hold a public hearing Tuesday morning at 10:30, addressing the objections filed against both Traynor and Watson. Let's head over to the Weather Center now. John Kubis is in. John, the windows were down, my sunglasses were on. It was beautiful out. Is it a tease, or is that going to be sticking around for a little while?
Well, it looks like the next couple of days, Zach, looking very nice, warm, a little taste of summer heading our way. Soak it all in, too, because it's going to come to an abrupt end next week. All right, let's check those maps. First weather brought to you by Doors Plus at Adams Center. A couple of clouds, mainly down to our south, and that'll be the theme over the next couple of days. Some clouds passing by and very warm conditions. 50 at 6 by noon, mid-70s, warmer in some spots. I think we top out near 80. On our Saturday, a little bit cooler by the water. So we'll talk temps. We'll also talk about rain as well here in a few. Zach, back to you.
Thanks, John. According to the State Department of Environmental Conservation, the fire danger risk is high for some areas across the North Country and moderate in others. 7 News reporter Sean Brinda tells us tonight how St. Lawrence County firefighters are battling the blazes.
The North Country has had numerous calls for outdoor fires where firefighters show up with tankers, four-wheelers, and water packs. This Thursday afternoon fire reignited Friday. Firefighters from Governor, Hammond, Briar Hill, and Oxbow called to the town of Rossee. 15 to 20 acres of land reportedly on fire. Sunny, 70-degree days in April are nice, but firefighters know it can create problems this time of year.
I love this type of weather. I'm really looking forward to the weekend. But at the same time, the firefighter side of me almost doesn't look forward to it because I know that there's going to be grass fires, there's going to be issues.
For Governor, it had another call earlier this week, posting on its Facebook page that volunteers responded to a hay fire that spread to farm equipment and a vehicle. Chief Engineer Thomas Conklin saying one firefighter had to be taken to the hospital, adding, as a result of disregarding the New York State burn ban, a firefighter was injured during firefighting operations at this out-of-control set fire. The state's burn ban of tree limbs and leaves goes through May 14th. Former Hammond Fire Chief and current town supervisor Ron Bertram says people don't realize with these conditions how quickly a fire can spread.
It is a very serious problem. These things, people think they can burn a little pile of debris or something, or burn off some flowers. It gets out of hand, and they can't stop it.
According to National Weather Service meteorologist Marvin Boyd, the weather the North Country experienced this week was very unusual for the spring season, and St. Lawrence County has had a moderate fire warning this week.
If the plants are not, or the vegetation is not receptive, it doesn't matter that we necessarily meet the weather conditions. So one thing this year is we're meeting the fuel conditions as well. I know the fire risk community has had several days of moderate in the St. Lawrence Valley.
Violators of the state's open burning regulation could be fined $500 for a first offense. Sean Brinda, 7 News.
Several Jefferson County fire departments fought a blaze back this afternoon in a field in the town of Philadelphia. The blaze was reported as a vehicle fire. Some firefighters were forced to use ATVs to reach it. We were told the fire was under control. A mother and son from the town of Watertown are facing burglary charges for a break-in of a secured storage unit. State police say 64-year-old Dale Damon and 24-year-old Austin Keenan broke into the A-Bay storage facility on State Route 12 in the town of Alexandria early Wednesday. They were interrupted by the property owner when they fled on foot but were later found and charged. They both were arraigned and released. A traffic stop in Ogdensburg leads to police finding cocaine and the arrest of 3 people. City police say it happened last Friday around midnight on Ogden Street. A canine alerted officers to drugs being in the car. Police say they found 2 ounces of cocaine. 35-year-old Ashley Fuller of Lisbon, 43-year-old Patrick Martino of Lisbon, and 34-year-old Curtis Redmond of Florida all are facing drug charges. All 3 were arraigned and released. In Lewis County, the challenger in the sheriff's race is picking up the Conservative Party line. Retired state trooper Nicole Turek has been endorsed by the state Conservative Party. The party chairman says the party was impressed with her grasp of the issues. A party spokesman says Turek's opponent, current Sheriff Mike Carpinelli, did not ask for the party's endorsement until after learning it had been given to Turek. Turek's name will now appear on the Conservative line. Carpinelli had the Conservative line in 2011 and 2015. He could not be reached for comment. And finally tonight, we here at Channel 7 upgraded things overnight Thursday. It has not been 100% smooth sailing. If your cable provider is airing our Fox programming on the channel where you usually see Channel 7, you need to call them and tell them. One viewer has suggested for Spectrum customers, they need to call and have the automated voice send a reboot to their cable box, and it should fix the issues. We are aware of the issue. It, however, is not our issue to be able to fix. We have done what we can on our end. Again, if you are seeing Fox programming on your CBS WWNY station, call your cable company. Additionally, in order to get this message to those who are currently only getting Fox on CBS, we are running this broadcast on both stations in hopes you receive our message. Still to come, Mel's in tonight with your North Country Sports Report. We meet Hammond's Ava Howley, a state champion and this week's 7 News Athlete of the Week. Plus, we meet a man from right here in the North Country who's responsible for the touchscreen technology used in almost every restaurant you walk into. When 7 News continues.
From the North Country's news station, you're watching 7 News Tonight with Garrett Dumblewski. Tonight's weather with John Kubis. And your North Country sports with Mel Bussler.